Back at it, talking about books because no one else in your life seems to want to or gets you. But here, I get you. I do. I do, fam. So good evening. Where is my little? I don't have it. Oh, here we go. How about this? So I see Mike and Tim and Flash and Jason and Mitch. You're all in my romper room. I see you through the magic mirror. Hello, guys. How you doing? How are you doing? It takes on a whole new context. So, hello, happy Monday. Glad you're all here in the romper room. And we can talk about books in a safe space where you are respected. You and your opinions are welcome. This is a no censorship zone. Unless you disagree with me. Hey now, what's going on, David? David, how are you? You might say there's been too much Jeff this week because I did the drop talk with the Sun Tups, which we will get to. And I also had a Fracassi Zoom, which was 2 hours of craziness. It was just 2 hours. I'm bummed I missed your Zoom with Philip Fracassi. It's on there. It's recorded, and it's on the Fracassi Freaks Facebook page. I would have put it on this page, but he's spilling some, he's sharing some secrets. And I kind of felt, hi, good evening, I have Manos. I kind of felt, I don't know if I'd get him in trouble by expanding to my tens of hundreds of thousands of views by putting it on my channel. So I just kept it on the Fracassi Freaks. If he gives me the go-ahead, I'll put it on. I'll put it on here. I ain't ashamed of how I behaved and what I did. Because it was totally legal. That's what my lawyer said. So I will put it on this channel if Philip gives me the go-ahead. But until then, we're not. So, sorry if you missed out. Hello, number one. Greetings from Chicago. What's up, all? What's up, Matt? The Zoom was very entertaining. Well, I'm glad you thought so. The Zoom was great. Watched it yesterday on Father's Day. Gift to myself. Well, that's good. Well, here's a after Father's Day gift to myself. We'll check in with the Magic Duff Bucket. Here's what I got for you today, Jeff. In the Magic Duff Bucket, it's a Jeff Word Stout. Yeah, I don't know. I'm working on a Duff Bucket voice. I just don't. So Jeff Word Stout, I have two more of these. Two more precious. These are like canisters of oxygen. And I'm a scuba diver in a toxic world. And these are keeping me going, Just sip a sip. This week, I'm not using my brandy snifter. I'm going to use my good old hard-ass Rapture glass. The hard-ass Rapture glass. I don't know if that's what Mitch calls it. And because I realized when I was pouring all those little sippy sips into that snifter, I was really feeling it more than if I'm like, oh, I had 2 beers. That's cool. But if I have like 20 of those little things, it does something to the psychology. Makes you think you're having more. Happy Monday, Andy. I did the romper room thing, so. What's up, expat dreamer? Greetings and salutations. I believe that's Stephen Dwayne Allison Jr.'s greeting. He might get mad. Although I didn't put out an alert that I was doing this. I thought everybody would know by now, but he might not show up. I didn't do it, Jill. So I'm going to pour. This is a sacred moment. Kind of need a moment of silence. Look at that. You got to respect that cascade. Look at that. There is this mournful feeling now that the can is a little lighter. Even though it's all in this, and even though it's still the same amount of beer, the can feels lighter. It feels like life is slipping away. Yeah, I'm overselling it now. Now I'm overselling it. Damn. No, I'm not. I can't oversell that. So, hello and welcome to Go Jeff Your Shelf, where I help you Jeff your shelf and get the books that I'm looking forward to and hear about the books that you're looking forward to. And, you know, maybe a rant about Cemetery Dance thrown in there, which is fun. I'm going to get to one. Um, but yes, I don't know if you saw the Suntup release. It's Slaughterhouse 5. You can still get a copy, a numbered edition, printed letterpress. The texture of those pages looks exquisite. You and Philip have the last ounces of JWS in existence. That's sad. Okay. Uh-oh. We got a Blackwater. Hold on. I got to move this over so I can read it. Jason says, okay, who has read Blackwater? I'm nearly a quarter of the way through, and I have to say it's not what I expected, at least not yet. Does it pick up the pace at some point? Now, I'm going to read my baby. I got to move Francie Brady out of the way to read Blackwater. I'm going to read that later. And I am looking forward to it, but I don't know. I haven't read it, so I'm going to read the Suntup edition. Brian Evenson might have some JWS. Well, then there's a kinship. It's like a blood brother thing. So I haven't read Blackwater. I'm looking forward to it. There was no ARC, and I didn't get the artist edition, so it's, you know, I passed on it, even though I've seen pictures, and I'm really regretting passing, but, you know, I just can't get them all. So I passed on the artist edition, and I'm looking forward to maybe reading it as a numbered soon. But I have so many I got to read. I ate your waffles. Hello, good to see you. Good to see you, and a little scared to see you. Good evening, Mark. So yeah, Slaughterhouse 5 is still available. I canceled my Blackwater AE as well as another AE to help me afford the most expensive book I've bought so far. Which is what? What is the most expensive? So but it's one of my favorite books of all time, so I had to do it. Jason, I'm on page 304 now. Not what I expected either, but I am finding it oddly compelling. Huh. I think I'll like it, but you know, I interviewed John Langan for that one, and he had a lot of great things to say, and it sounds like we might get John Fowles' The Magus soon. Slaughterhouse numbered. Yeah, that was a pricey one. That was a pricey one, but I think Paul did an amazing job on it. You know, it's letterpress. It has that quarter-bound goat skin binding, the slip kit. Everything looks very classy, sophisticated. I don't know if those are the right words, but top-notch. I think he really put a lot of effort into this release, and I'm very excited to read it for the first time. It does look gorgeous. I enjoy McDowell's writing, but plot isn't grabbing me. I get into Elementals much quicker than I have Blackwater so far. I think Blackwater is a slow burner, so not having read it, that's my impression. So I think I would stick with it if I were you. Although I know the most major spoiler about the book, John Langan said it in the interview. I'm like, damn. Well, trying to forget it. It's hard to forget a spoiler. I also had Harry Potter spoiled for me, so yeah, that stings. But I think Slaughterhouse 5 is an important book, and to get the treatment it deserves from Suntup is great. Too bad no signature from the artist or author, but you know, what are you going to do? I forget when he died. So there's that. And then the announcement schedule came out, and there's a lot of consensus already. I think the slow burner is an understatement with this book. Dang, okay. All right. Well, I know Centipede did Blackwater. And Jared also did the Elementals. So I have Cold Moon Over Babylon in a paperback, Valancourt paperback, but I've never read McDowell. And when I was studying up to do the release for Suntop, I was impressed by what I was reading about McDowell and about Blackwater in particular. So I have very high expectations, which is dangerous because you guys are all saying, well, it wasn't what I expected. Well, if I expect a lot, am I going to get a lot? I'm somebody I'm very patient. And if the writing is good and I feel like I'm in a good storyteller's hands, then I'll trust it, you know. And then Outsiders is possibly the next Suntop, which is another book that is special to me as it's set in Tulsa. Paul is speaking directly to me. If the guess on Outsiders is correct, I'm super excited for that. Well, that's awesome. I didn't know what to think when the consensus started popping out with Outsiders. And then somebody said Devil Crept In by Anya Alborn for August, or Handling the Undead was another one. And then Stepford Wives for September. There's been a lot of discussion about the second one, but a lot of people seem to think it's Outsiders. And I'm interested to see you all are excited for that release. It's basically a book that defined the young adult category. It's like it created it. It was written by a girl of high school age. So that's impressive that it can make such a lasting impression on. It's an impressive impression. It's trying to avoid saying impression after I said impressive. Because copywriters, we don't like that unless it's very intentional. Repeating words and phrases in other forms is kind of annoying. So I was trying to avoid it, and then I just said, clock is ticking, and I don't have a teleprompter. So took me a couple of tries, but once I got past book one, I really became invested in Blackwater and its characters. When you read Blackwater, I'll be curious to hear your thoughts as you get started on it. Outsiders might be the Suntop release I've been most excited for so far. Wow. I've never read the book. Pony Boy, Patrick Swayze. Ralph Macchio, wasn't he in it? I only know the movie, So that's incredible. When I read Blackwater, I'll do a review. I'm going to do a review on every book I read. So get ready for that. I'm reading Don't Let Them Get You Down. I read the first little bit of the book, and I just had to take a break for a minute because reading about someone's panic attack was close, man. It was close. Let me just say that. Excited for both the Outsiders and the Stepford Wives. Have read neither, but want to read both. Wow. The movie had an insane cast. Yeah, it did. Pony Boy. Also, Dillon, right? Matt Dillon. Some of the other Dillons try to get in on the acting scene, and everybody's like, what, do you think you're a Baldwin? Or a Bridges? You can't get in here. Sit down, Kevin Dillon. But they let Matt in. Of course, another hope is that if Paul is doing Outsiders, he may do Rumblefish as well, which I love even more. All I know is Rumblefish had a pool table on the cover of that book. Do it for Johnny. Do it for Johnny. Wow. Well, you know what? I'm here to watch this wild ride. That's really interesting because I would think Outsiders is outside Paul's cult community, but I guess he did Bridges of Madison County too. So, and a poetry book, The World Doesn't End. So there's a lot of category defying, pigeonhole defying works. So I must confess, I've never heard of The Outsiders. No! No! I mean, you gotta at least hear about The Outsiders, man. S.E. Hinton, you know? I remember every girl in my grade school had Rumblefish or The Outsiders, the paperbacks from Scholastic or whatever. I don't know. Little paperbacks. Jason, you need to come to Tulsa. You'd lose your mind. They have so much stuff here from those movies. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Well, Mitch, when I get the Jeff Word RV going, we're going to drive to Tulsa and interview you for The Outsiders. How about that, Jill? Yeah. We'll do a Suntup release of Outsiders. If that is the case, when that book's dropped, I'll drive out there. I'll unbox it with Mitch. And we'll have a Jeff Word or whatever stout or whatever Rapture brews. Did I tell you guys I drank a barley wine on the Fracassi Zoom call? And it was dope. Dope AF. I used to work with a guy whose initials were AF. And I said, when he tiptoes, he's creepy AF. It was just a thing. His initials, and it went over his head. He didn't know. He didn't know his initials were AF. Outsiders, that may be the first Suntup book I get. Julie Hawk swooping in to steal a book. Huh. Huh, Julie. Julie wants one. I do not know of an existing quality edition of Outsiders unless maybe Easton did one at some point. Nice. Yeah, that barley wine was awesome. Barley wine. And then you got to tell me in the thing, what's a marriage circle? Am I going to be shamed for being a husband when I drink that? Like, I don't understand. A marriage circle sounds like my wife and all her closest female friends and family sit around and shame me in a marriage circle. You're a bad man because you're a man. So I don't know if I'm down for that. But if the beer gets me through it, marriage circle. A Marzen, I don't know what that is. A traveling RV with Jeff and Jill cooking Jeff amphetamines. I love that. Producer Jill, we got to make Jeff amphetamines. Yes, we do. That's awesome. I've never been to that area of the country. Went to San Diego once, but it was the only time I've been west. I've never been to San Diego. I dropped my waffle on the beach, and it was a San Diego. Lego my ego, or I'll break your Legos. But it's also a shame circle. Yeah, it's our Oktoberfest. Okay. Well, I'm going to be, I'm going to be weeping. I'm saving a Jeff Word stout for when I interview Fracassi after I read Don't Let Them Get You Down. So that's what I'm going to do then. And, oh man, Fracassi's got bonkers amount of stuff going on. I mean, that's why that Fracassi Zoom call was 2 hours. It was just him going over his work week. That guy's crazy. Doing everything and all just A-game stuff. So, yeah, you got to check out Philip Fracassi. You got to get over and buy his stuff, man. He's awesome. He's just awesome. I mean, he's just awesome. So, Outsiders, you guys are cool with that? People are saying, like I said, either an Anya Allborn, Devil Crept In, or a Jean Avida Linkvist handling the undead. Both kind of tie into that hint of it's an author he's Suntup's already done, and it's a story that blends the supernatural and the horrors of grief and loss. So I think either book fits that bill, or either book. Either or either. You could say either. Slow down, Producer Jill. Producer Jill's saying either, but she also says restaurant. So, not a reliable source for your pronunciation news. Hey Jeff, have you got a chance to read The Painted Bird yet? Curious to hear your thoughts. No, I got to read Don't Let Them Get You Down next, and a few other books, but yeah, that's on the list. Producer Jill, I need a copy of The Painted Bird. I don't even have one yet, but I'm going to read it. I'm surprised at the Allborn guesses for the second book, being that there were no AEs for the previous Suntups, and the fact that the author is signing the AE. Now that is interesting, dude, because a lot of people also threw out Keelan Patrick Burke for that book. I just remembered that because of that author and artist are signing the AE, which it makes it sound like Keelan Patrick Burke was, for guests, he's also the artist, so boom, they thought it could be him, somebody that Suntup has already published, but I don't know a title. So kin doesn't blend grief and loss with the supernatural. It just blends grief and loss with the super violence. So it wouldn't be kin. So I don't know. But I'm not, and if I did know, I wouldn't tell you. So that's a trick bag I'm in. But so it's interesting. It is interesting. But I will say, to consider this, there was no artist edition of Time Machine, Invisible Man, or War of the Worlds, but there was an artist edition for The Island of Dr. Moreau. Just something to consider. There may be a precedent there for our friend Paul Suntup to do an AE of an author he previously published and didn't do an AE for. So just consider that. I don't know. AE signed by the author, but what if it's Pet Sematary? Oh, that would be amazing. Yes, Pet Sematary. He did it before. Grief. Oh, wow. I hadn't considered that. Maybe I get to interview Stephen King. I doubt it's that. Oh yeah, because in the hints, it's the rights are tied not to Misery. They're tied to the previous book. So there goes your King. I think if it was King, people would have sniffed it out. I think that the hopes of King giving another limited to Paul Suntup are dimming, and that is just that's not an indictment of Paul whatsoever. That's a poor reflection on Stephen King. The fans love Misery, and it's among the highest honors. So, but whatevs, you know. There's two Suntups with the Joe Hill sig in there. I don't know. I was thinking it might be another Burke. Yeah. Joe Hill. Oh. That's why I thought it might be Joe Hill. Well, that'd be cool. At least Producer Jill gets my last name right. Kennefic.
Yes,
Kennefic.
That's right, Mark.
Man, you guys don't need to. I don't need to read that out loud. Pet Sematary would be mind-blowing. Oh, man. And I gotta say, Paul would do it up. Paul would do it up. Pet Sematary. Mark Kennefic heard you, Producer Jill. There's no way King is signing AEs. No way. That's true. That's another one that blows it out of the water. Yes. Now, shoot me or Addie, and I'll gift you a copy of The Bird. Wait, Chad, you missed an opportunity to say, shoot me or Addie, and I'll flip you the bird. Chad, I feel bad. You know what, Chad? If you have a copy of The Painted Bird and you can send it to me, I want your signature in it. That's my one condition on accepting anything from Chad Lutsky. Better have a Chad Lutsky autograph in there. If King signs an artist edition, I'll eat the pages of a Bentley Little book of Jeff's choice on stream. Nice, Matt. That's some commitment. It's a safe bet it's not Stephen King. But if Stephen King were to do... Stephen King doesn't even sign the Doubleday Years from Cemetery Dance. And he wrote a book with the Chiz. You know? So you would think he would at least sign the 52 limited lettered edition. I mean, you'd think he'd say, hey, Rich, you'd be like, hey, Uncle Stevie, huh? Why not sign this? Put your seat down. And then Stevie goes, shut up your face, huh? I'm eating some pasta. And then he signs it. And then he signs 52 of them for the Chizburger. I gotta say, I think Richard Chizmar should shut down Cemetery Dancer, sell it to somebody who gives a damn, and then open up a cheeseburger stand. The cheeseburgers, huh? What are you talking about? I do have a copy, but it was given to me by my late father. Okay, so you're out of luck. I'll have to flip you a fresh bird from Amazon. All right, well, Chad, I don't know then. I don't know. I will probably just get it off Amazon because you should not be feeding my addiction, and you definitely don't part with a book. Oh man, my condolences, dude. Sorry, but I'll get one and I'll sign it to myself. Your King impression is spot on. I know. Hey, when he read it, he read Pet Sematary. Hey, this is a church. It's a cat. I run over by a cow. What do you want from me? Huh? Quit busting my haggins. And it's like you have to turn it way down because the volume is so loud when King does a reading. Oh, it's too much. Too much. I'd eat a cheeseburger before I'd read a Chizbooker. Boom! Mic drop moment by Mitch Hall. Mic drop moment. That deserves a sip. Expecting a Centipede box tomorrow with my copies of Feasters, Burn Witch Burn, and Day After Judgment. Super excited to check them out. Oh, well, I am jealous, Jason. And that's a perfect segue into my next bit, which is about Centipede Press. And so they did the Jack Dan? Yeah. Masters of Science Fiction order. So that was Sunday's newsletter. But he also said next Saturday, was it next Saturday? Quote me if I'm wrong. Next Saturday, he's releasing, or next Sunday in the newsletter, they're doing the Cipher by Kathy Koja, or Kath Koja. I don't know how to say that person's name. It's a book from 1991, The Cipher, about a dude with weeping hands. He's got holes in his hands that weep. Next Sunday. That might be a hot seller. Hey, producer Jill, do I got that ceramic bell anywhere? Or how about this? I'll just do. How about this? It's a Jeff Hot Pick! Woo! It's a Jeff Hot Pick. The Cipher. Jeff Hot Pick. Woo! Jeff Hot Pick. Next Sunday. I think it'll sell out quickly. It's 125 or less. That's a fun thing that Jared threw in there. It'll be $125 or less. That was awesome. I accidentally got 2 signed copies of the Masters of Science Fiction book. If anyone missed out, that's nice. That's nice. So Matt Arnold's got a hot deal for you. Hot deal. Oh, we got a bell. A bell I'm gonna ring. I just call my sandwich bell. I need a sandwich. Oh my God. But we'll ring this for hot deals. Hot deals. Matt's got a hot deal for you. Definitely going for the Cipher. I think a lot of people will. So next Sunday, get on that Centipede Press newsletter for your spot in line for Centipede Press's The Cipher. I know nothing about it. It's got middling reviews on Goodreads, which kind of shocked me. But the guy's got holes in his hands that weep plasma. that's information that's right there for you on Goodreads. And so I'm not spoiling anything. It cracks me up that he never seems to know the exact pricing until release day. Yeah, because I asked him, how much is Powers of Darkness going to be? He's like, 150 or I don't know. He just doesn't even know. I mean, is he waiting to get the bill and then he's going to divvy it up, 400 ways? Oh, man, we got this this dinner. Who's going to pay the bill? He just waits for somebody to give him the bill. Got an email from CD about Gwendy's Magic Feather being shipped. Tomorrow's the 21st, and it shows as not even being picked up yet. Now, I don't know if that's a CD-ROM or the USPS. Yeah, I got to notice that I'm getting... I'm going to go into CD in a minute. But I am getting Gwendy's Magic Feather this week. It won't rank for a... I'm not going to do an unboxing for it. But it'll probably be in my book haul. Maybe I'll do an unboxing. I don't know what Jeff's going to do. He didn't tell me yet. So, but yes, I'm also getting Magic Feather in the mail. If you guys want to buy from me, I'll ask for an absurd amount of money. But then I won't unbox it. I'll just ship it right to you, untouched. Because I ain't going to read it. I ain't going to read it. It's like a cheeseburger. Cypher is a cult classic from what I've heard. I have the paperback this local shop convinced me to buy about a year ago. Hey, Peter's here. Nice to see you, Peter. Glad you're here. I started boxing my books today, Jeff. This is going to take a long time and a lot of bubble wrap. I feel it sucked. It did take a lot of bubble wrap. You go to Costco. What you do is you go to Costco and you get yourself a big box. And it's $13. $13, and it's a big box of bubble wrap. And producer Jill kept playing this game where she'd sneak up behind me and she'd put the bubble wrap around my nose and mouth and hold it there. And she's like, bite the bubbles, Jeff! Bite the bubbles! It was a fun little game we played after she drank a marriage circle. Whatever happened to those books you were going to unload before moving? Just curious. I didn't unload them. I brought them with. Because, here's the thing. I think life's going to go one way, and then reality slaps a bitch, And then it's like, oh, I can't unhaul them. And besides, nobody wanted to buy them. Nobody. So I don't know how I'm going to unhaul them, and... I was going to go to donate them, and I did. I did donate a few to this thrift shop my son was working at. So I donated them there, and they sat on the shelves because nobody wanted them. There were Subterranean Press books I got in a Subpress grab bag a long time ago, and there's a reason why nobody bought them at the thrift shop for $1. Signed Subterranean Press editions in a thrift store for $1. And they sat there for weeks. So I did unload some of them. I did sell Gwendy's Magic button box with the Nocturnal Reader's Box coin. I'm not a racist. I was just doing coin. I'm not a racist, okay? So let's not cancel Jeff. Good old friendly Uncle Beef Daddy. Let's not cancel him. Yeah. So yes, I would love to unhaul more books. I would love to sell these books. Maybe when I drive around in an RV, we'll have book sales. We'll call it the Bookmobile. We'll just sell books. 50 cents! 50 cents! I bought 700 feet. I think you're going to need every inch of that, Mark. Well, I don't know how many books you have, but yeah, I put them two together. I put a roll of bubble wrap between them, and then I wrapped around the two, and then I wrapped the other way around the two, and I taped them up, boxed them up, and damn, you could see the video. It was crazy. Oh, that was a lot of work. Anyone bought many Charnel House books? Bought my first ever, New Neighbor by Garton. yesterday because I ran across an amazing deal. Curious what type of production quality I should expect. I think you should expect excellent production quality. Oh, it's not enough. About 200 books. Oh yeah, you'll need more. Charnel House, Charnel, number 5 house does amazing books from my understanding, but I didn't know they did any Ray Garton. I thought they did a few Harlan Ellison, but mostly Tim Powers and Dean Koontz. And then, of course, they did the famous Regulators, lettered edition of the Regulators, which is bonkers expensive. So they did do that with the bullets that go through the cover. So I think you should. I don't own any myself because I'm not a Koontz fan or a Tim Powers fan. But I think Charnel House does such fantastic work. My impression. I have a few Charnel House. Very nice indeed. Okay. Lucky you, Jason. It's a great book. Nice. So, sounds like happy times for Jason. Happy times. My understanding is that this was the second book they ever did. Damn. Huh. That called for a sip. For what it's worth, every 5 sentences calls for a sip. SST. So, yes. The Cypher next week. I don't know when Powers of Darkness is coming along. And then Let's Go Play at the Adams. Those are the 3 that got me interested. I think those are 3 awesome books that, if you want to go Jeff your shelf, those are the 3 you're looking at. You're looking at securing those copies. If that is of your mind and money situation. SST. Now, it was fun because copies of Paul Tremblay's No Sleep Till Wonderland, unsold copies, because he did the special SST Tremblay bundle. He did the original bundle of 4 books. Then he did... what did he do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then he did Survivor Song as a one-off. And then he did another special bundle that was Little Sleep and No Sleep Till Wonderland. Well, he's just had unsold copies of No Sleep Till Wonderland, and he put it out there in a newsletter, and I think they all got gobbled up because currently the site says out of print. So I don't think you can get it. But the reason I bring it up is you need to subscribe to SST's newsletter. Great quality books. I'm hounding them for some Crouch, some Fracassi, and some David Wong books, or Jason Pargin books. Those are some of the authors I think I need. If you got the limited, it has an actual garter built in as a bookmark. Beautiful edition. Nice. Nice. That deserves a sip. Mitch, I really do hope you brew more Jeff Word Stout. And I would love to send you a Jeff Word logo that you could throw on the can for free. Yeah, it only serves me. So, yes, I'm being selfish. Selfish. Wasn't that just the lettered? Oh. Huh. I didn't know Charnel House did tiers. Do they do tiers? I didn't realize. I guess they do because they did a numbered edition of the Regulators. Is somebody smoking? It smells like somebody's smoking. Somebody smokes around my books, they get shot in the knee. Any luck on interviewing Paul Fry? I asked him a long time ago. I wanted to interview him. And no dice. But I do want to... Producer Jill, remind me. Brian James Freeman and Francois Villancourt. Interviewing both of them. Getting them both on a Zoom call. Somebody asked for that a while ago. I've been running back and forth between Tennessee and Illinois. But I'm going to write that down. BJF and Francois V. Interview. I'll reach out to both of those cats. Paul Fry doesn't seem like he would want to interview. So I'm not sure that would work. Hey, who wants me to interview Richard Chismar? Who wants that? Who wants me to interview Bentley Little? I passed on the Tremblay since I didn't have the others. But speaking of SST, thanks again for the heads up on my best friend's exorcism through Subpress. Yeah. No, I'm glad I could do that. Subpress had Gothic Wounds. Subpress often puts out new. They have overstock of other publishers' books, so they'll put out. We have these copies laying around, and often they're real head scratchers because they sold out at the publisher with a quickness. So how does Subpress just have random extra copies laying around? And that was the case with Gothic Wounds and my best friend's exorcism. So I put that on the Jeff Word on Facebook. So I try to do a heads up on those things. If somebody else doesn't do it, I try to do it because if I'm alerted to it, I want everybody to get a chance to own these books. More Stout coming before too long. It'll probably be here in a couple of months when the weather starts getting a little cooler. Nice. I have the numbered with the Garter bookmark. Oh, cool. The numbered. Francois is super nice. He was a joy to correspond with. He did my wolf remark. Oh, my wolfin. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, no, him and Brian James Freeman are class acts, and I think they're really great, personable people. I'd imagine I'd have a lot of fun getting them on here to talk about publishing and Levidian and remarks, and they have a great relationship. They've worked well together. Has anybody gotten that Patreon chapbook? The alternate King titles? I didn't get mine yet, and I'm a little worried that BJF doesn't have my correct address. I'm a little worried. So, yeah, that's a goal to get them on here. And I would press Brian James Freeman. I guess I'd have to ask him. I'd have to let him know. When I talk to you, I will want to talk about Cemetery Dance and his thoughts on that, because I think, while he's not responsible for it, he has some insight into it. And we'll see if he'll dish on it, We'll see if he'll tell us what I fear is true, and that Chismar just doesn't care about publishing anymore. I haven't gotten it in yet. Oh, okay, good. Good, I'm glad. Good, I'm glad it hasn't. I think Brian is holding the few he got until the remaining copy. Oh, good. Nice. The Chiz seems to be the only small publisher I dealt with that doesn't seem to care about the buyers. No, I don't. I know. Thank you guys for putting my fears to rest about that chapbook, because normally I don't like books or chapbooks about Stephen King books, like stuff like that. There's a ton, and I don't know. There's a lot of them. I think like the only book about an author or that's like nonfiction that I really liked was The World Lansdalean. That's awesome. But all these books about Stephen King books, I don't know. There's just so many. And but this chapbook looks... and thank you, Jason. I must add to that now that I think about it. But all these books about Stephen King books just don't jazz me. But this chapbook does. This chapbook looks fun. Have you not dealt with Borderlands before? Borderlands and... yeah, LOL at Martin for sure. Let's all LOL at Martin. Borderlands and Gauntlet, man. I honestly think Chismar, he meant well. I think he just doesn't care. I think he's lost that passion to do to publish. But Borderlands and Gauntlet, I don't think they ever had the passion. Borderlands stuff is rife with typos. And all kinds of stuff. But I will say Borderlands has done right by me on a few customer service. Now that I think about it, whenever I had a problem, Borderlands did deal with it. Gauntlet actually actively screwed over their high-end customers. But Borderlands took care of me the 2 times I had an issue. But the quality there is just atrocious. The quality there is none. The chapbook will be next. It sounds like we are getting some cool artwork with it. Yeah, it does. It looks awesome. I have only dealt with them twice and never had a problem dealing with them at all. Yeah, I'm in the same boat with Borderlands. Martin was burned by Borderlands. Burned! I don't remember. I don't think he's ever told us the story, but burned. It's left quite an impression. An impressive impression. But Gauntlet I think is the worst. If I had to rate anybody. And so Gauntlet, then Borderlands, then Cemetery Dance on the bottom 3 of the 3 that care most about their customers. Or care least, those are the top 3. In reverse order, the worst one is Gauntlet. But almost all the other publishers are great. Almost all of the other ones are very attentive, and they understand that the community drives the sales, and each individual customer is a part of that community, and they cannot lose a single customer. Otherwise, they start to get that client rot, where it just rots away at their base. DRP is one that worries me these days. Yeah, I do worry about DRP, Dark Regions Press, but I don't know. They're not, at least, like I said, at least they're not publishing Chris Morey books and ignoring all their back catalog. So, yeah, I really hope they have the funds to get Offspring and Mallory and Cabin at the End of the World and whatever else people are waiting for. So, hey, what's up, Philip Fracassi? Good to see you. Yeah, Martin was burned by Borderlands. Well, look what the cat dragged in. Speaking of SSD, my replacement copy of My Best Friend's Exorcism arrived last week. So thrilled to finally have it. Still feel bad for the first mailing never showing up, though. Well, I mean, obviously, it's not your fault. Hate asking for replacements. Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's not your fault. You're not scamming anybody out of anything. It's a totally legitimate. And Philip, I'm surprised you haven't had enough of me with the 2-hour Zoom call. Now you're here. You might overdose on Jeff Word. It might be rough. Speaking of Levidian, Limited King of Shadows by McCammon, shipping in a couple of weeks. I know. I'm so excited. And King of Shadows, and then the trade paperbacks of the first 5. Well, not the first. It doesn't have Speaks the Nightbird. And who did the cover art? Who did the cover art on those? Somebody just shared a cover in where it wasn't Francois, was it? I'm drawing a blank. Vincent Chong, yes. Vincent Chong did the covers. They're amazing. They're really amazing stuff. And McCammon signing the one. Awesome stuff. I'm long overdue for a reread of McCammon. Anything. Swan Song sits there. I got to read Swan Song. And then there's a hint that Suntop might do a McCammon book. GTFO, am I right? GTFO. Yeah, Vincent Chong, awesome stuff. What do we got? Vincent Chong has done the covers across all the series. Okay, across multiple publishers. He does great work. Yeah, he does. He really, really does. So yes. Oh, just so much going on. So much to look forward to. I only wish I had an income so I can enjoy it guilt-free. But, whatever. Really, it's only money. So, yes. Philip, I'm about to message you after this live. I finished The Child and watched the Zoom yesterday to celebrate Father's Day. Both were fantastic. I'm going to start Mr. Slaughter soon. Yeah, I should reread Speaks the Nightbird before getting into the series again. And then, do I read King of Shadows? Because I've never read anything after Speaks the Nightbird. I haven't read any of those that lead up to King of Shadows. So should I wait? What thinks you? I think extra copies of King of Shadows may go up due to people bowing out. Worth keeping an eye. Yes, that's a good point. That is a good point, Peter. If any of you are McCammon fans, it will serve you well. Levidian has a order now, pay later policy. And I think, well, with King of Shadows, I think it was pretty close. I don't remember. But there's a chance people bow out. They don't pay when they're asked to pay. Or that was the paperback. I don't remember what it was. But some people may have bowed out. So there may be copies available. So worth checking out. About to crack open Behold to check out a particular story. And that's cool. Regarding McCammon, I ordered the paperbacks as well. Don't need them, but wanted them. Yeah. I need a Mr. Slaughter Limited. It's the only hole in my Corvette Limited set. Damn. I'd love to see SST do others. Because, yeah, that would be an amazing set. I didn't get Cardinal Black from either SST or Cemetery Dance. I passed on both. I don't know why. I think it's just because I psychically knew the series was coming from Levidian. I just went into the future for that brief moment. I dipped out. I went to the future. Mr. Slaughter is really solid. Hope you enjoy it. Is it necessary to read the Corvette books in order of release? Yeah, that was kind of my question. Tim, your McCammon collection video is so awesome. I've watched it a couple of times. Damn. Well, I got to see it now too. McCammon collection. Yeah, Tim's got a hell of a collection. Yes, Corvettes should be read in order. Okay. Well, I read Speaks the Nightbird, the 2-volume paperback series, and then haven't read anything since. I don't think so. I don't think. Could be wrong. I would. You need to see young Matthew develop. Okay. All right. Well, then it's settled, and I don't want anybody getting out of order. So read them in order, because both Peter and Tim said so. I don't really need to say anything else. I'll send somebody over. But yes, speaking of Cemetery Dance, there was a rant that developed on the Fracassi Zoom call, not from me. I didn't instigate it. And I actually was trying to pour a little water on it. Like, let's all calm down. I wanted to whisper into the microphone, look, Philip Fricassi's publishing with Cemetery Dance a gothic hardcover and paperback, right? He can't be on a Zoom call where we're all bashing Cemetery Dance, man. We just can't do it. So, but there was a guy, he was like, bam, he was gunning for Cemetery Dance in ways that even I felt a little, I was blushing a little bit. Whoa, like he was coming both barrels. So everybody's like, hey, just watch Jeff on his Monday show, and he'll rant about Cemetery Dance. And so I will. I tried to pour so much water. Dude wasn't having it. No. Well, same here, Mitch. Insane collection. Oh, okay. That dude was going ham. I don't know what HAM stands for. Hard ass mother? I don't know. I've only read the first two, but I agree. It appears to be a continuing story. By the way, I sent you an email yesterday after watching your Father's Day gift video. Oh. So, yes, he was going after Cemetery Dance. And I found I was defending them a little bit, and I didn't want to defend Cemetery Dance. But I do believe we're going to get the books they promised. And maybe that's naive. And maybe it's because I haven't bought a book from them in a while. And so I'm going back to books I've actually seen pictures of. I've seen pictures of Southern Reach Trilogy, of the Stand book block, Usher's Passing's done. So, and Midnight Under the Big Top is done. So all these books I know were done. Gwendy's Magic Feather, which is now coming to me. Another one I get to check off the list. So I'm confident that the books I paid for I will get. I don't have any faith in their timeliness. I don't think Chismar gives a shit about publishing anymore. I don't think he cares about his customers. I think he is somebody who could probably walk away tomorrow and feel no guilt about it. And I don't know how that turns. I don't know how somebody turns from a passion into just so indifferent. But that's just my take on it. I wondered if Philip would say anything. Yeah, Gwendy's Magic Feather turned out really nice. Yeah, I think the pictures I've seen are beautiful. And I hope I can get a good dollar value for it, if anybody missed out. So I am going to sell it. I'll look at it. I'll get it. I'll unbox it. I'll give it a look. Make sure all the corners are 90 degrees and, you know, everything's where it's supposed to be. No smudges, no tears, whatever. And I'll appreciate it. But you know what? I have no interest in Final Task. I have no interest. I have the button box, a first edition sitting here. It's unsigned. I have no interest in revisiting the series. So I'll probably part with it, see what I can get for it. If the value's not there, I'll hold on to it until the value is there. Jeff, I agree it's taking forever, but I think we will get them. Notice recently they aren't selling any expensive stuff lately. Yeah, they're going to a trade edition format, which is a smart move because they can get trade editions out. They seem to be able to succeed on that front. When these high-end stuff, I think with Brian James Freeman quit a bitch. Oh, I didn't say it like that, did I? I think then that production manager, that quality assurance manager, he left. I don't think anybody else was filling that role to order materials, to look at proofs, to examine samples. I think that guy created Levidian, and his quality standards are in full effect over there. Highly recommend that whole thing. And there is no, I recommend him to the fullest endorsement. Does that get a, that gets a woot woot? I don't know. I'm ringing the bell. It's like, yes, I'm asterisking this in your collective book community memory. Brian James Freeman, stick with him. What do we got? As for the Chiz, ask the Chiz how Brian could leave CD and successfully publish books on time and well made. That's what I'm saying. And I said this in my one, I don't know where I said this. I said it in a video. Before I knew Suntop existed, before I knew about Misery, that whole thing, I bought Strange Weather from Cemetery Dance. So I bought Strange Weather, then I found out about Suntop, and then I bought 60 books, had 50 of them delivered before I got Strange Weather. How is that possible? A brand new press can start up, order materials, get printers firing up, order the foam, the form-fitted foam, sell, package, and ship 50 books before you could get your one book out. That's pathetic. That's disgusting. So, yes. Yeah, the trilogy, the button box was forgettable itself. It was like, it's kind of, it was like you read it in an afternoon and you're like, oh, that was kind of fun. Yeah, whatever. It didn't grip you. I didn't care what happened next to Gwendy. I didn't care about anything in the story. If they never did another thing, I would have been fine. It was a little one-off that should have been in a collection. There was no The Mist or The Moving Finger or any other spectacular 1408 Stephen King short story. It was kind of stupid. It was kind of stupid. Wait, did you say you're interviewing Brian James Freeman for real? No, not yet. I would like to. Brian James Freeman and Francois Villancourt. And then I would ask Brian James Freeman about his time at Cemetery Dance and what he thought about it and what he thinks about the future. If he wants to go on record, and he probably won't, because he owes Richard Chizmar a lot. And I understand that loyalty, and I wouldn't want to make a friend turn on a friend or spill the beans, and I wouldn't want to push somebody into something they didn't want to talk about, because I'm not investigative journalism. I'm not going after Hunter Biden. It's Brian James Freeman, you know? But yeah, I would love to talk to him, for sure. I don't know. Remember when Chiz said it's way more difficult to hit deadlines with a major release when dealing with hundreds of thousands of copies? That's why they had to do a print on demand for Gwen. Yeah, I remember that. My ass is still chapped. My balls were this big. It's what the Italians I used to work with said. I never understood it. But they meant like somebody was busting their stones so much. They were this big. And they'd hold their hands up. You picture 2 grapefruits. Coconuts. Yeah, it's the supply chain. It's COVID. Mm-hmm. Yes, Paul Suntop has a publishing down to a science. Yes, some things have been delayed, but Paul's pushing every edition of every title as hard as he can while still maintaining quality. Yeah, and there's the balance, right? You don't want to push too hard if, like with Hex, there was a printing error and it delayed it by at least 6 months to a year. That's bad. I mean, that's like, but would you rather have a delayed book or a permanently disfigured book? I mean, there was a printing error and let the right one in, and it's captured in all the artist editions, but he fixed it for the numbered edition at his expense, of course. I mean, the printer already did them. But I think in Hex, he caught whatever it was and fixed it. Because it's like a no-win situation at that point. You get the page blocks back, you do quality assurance, and then you see this, and you're like, what the hell? You don't have good news to deliver. So, and I do forgive Cemetery Dance for their one printer shutting down midstream. Yes, that is horrible. That is a catastrophe. That is an emergency. That you get a pass for. You can't predict when your printer's going to go out of business in the middle of printing. So, yes, you get a pass. But come on, man. You cannot have this extended pass. That expired a long time ago. Anyway. Button Box felt like Monkey's Paw fanfic. Yeah, R.A. That deserves a sip. To be honest, I'm just using comments as an excuse to sip. That wasn't drunken and slurring. That was I was drinking and talking at the same time. And I can't multitask. I probably aspirated some Jeff Ward Stout. No, I don't need to be cut off. No, what time is it though? What? Okay. All right. I could be wrong, but I am pretty certain that the CD paperback line are print on demand. I think they are, yeah. And that's fine. And I think if CD goes that route and they print on demand and they do that, I think they can serve authors that perhaps don't get a wide exposure, and that's a great, exciting, fertile ground for discovering new authors. And I welcome that. And then, yes, you're not shelling out hundreds of dollars and waiting hundreds of years for a book that everybody's read in trade edition, and then you feel like a mook. That's an Italian slander word. I don't know what it means. Now I feel like I crossed the line. But then you feel like a a stupid head, a blockhead for, I don't know. I just repeat what the Italians told me on Taylor Street. If you've never been to Taylor Street in Chicago, don't go there. You'll probably get shot now. They'll probably shoot the hell out of you, and you won't even make the news. Your cold corpse won't even make the news. Because you know what? It's just another tally on the old scoreboard. 6 months to a year is late. For a Suntup, it is. The difference is a Suntup delayed timeline, I actually believe. Amen. Amen, and pass the printer ink. Yes. There's a bona fide reason, and there's communication. There's nobody more transparent than Paul. I don't know any other publisher who steps up to the microphone and talks to the audience every month. Jared does a great job every week, does a newsletter and explains things. I have total trust and faith in him. Brian James Freeman does a lot through his newsletter and his Patreon. Yes, very communicative. 3 awesome publishers, but Paul's the only one who's stepping up into the microphone, putting his face and his voice out there, being recorded. And you know, last time he did that extended Q&A, which was probably killing Rebecca to watch him answer and be so candid. So I will say, when he tells you what's going on and it didn't meet his standards, you believe him. And he has my trust. Richard Chismar just does not, he's never communicated directly to the customers since before when he announced The Listener. And I think that was like 2017, 2016, where they did The Listener. And he wrote this long, from the desk of Richard Chismar, sort of year ahead projection for him. That was his only communication, his last communication about Cemetery Dance goings-ons. And then, boom, he quit. Basically, he quit. He walked away. He ghosted us. And he let Brian James Freeman take all the heat till he quit. And now it's just, you know, I think Dan Franklin stepping in. Kevin Lucia is doing the trade stuff. So he's got people there. I think, you know, when you have active employees and new blood, that means you have money to pay them. And hopefully books will get out. So keep drinking and talking. It's it's only 3:33. Wow. My Blackwater AE is on the way. I look forward to it. I wish I'd bought one. I should have bought one. I was asking folks about Blackwater earlier. Have you read it before? I'm about a quarter of the way through. No, I haven't read it. Okay. With the insane money spent on those constant CD auctions, they should have more than enough dough to push them over long overdue books. Yeah, their eBay auctions, Cemetery Dance eBay auctions, get a stupid amount over market. Like if a book is normally $250 in the secondary market, Cemetery Dance will auction one off on eBay and get like $300 or $250. But they're always getting more than it's worth. Which is great, good. For all the people scoring copies that route, good. Get them, buy them, pump money into that machine, get me my books dislodged and in the mail and on my shelf. I really, really need the stand. I really need it. I know if I ever watch this back, which I won't, that really will really irritate me. I'm sure producer Jill is like cringing right now. She agrees. So, yeah, I need the stand. I need that. So, probably not worried about publishing right now. Yeah. Rich's last book deal was a reported mid-6 figures. Yeah. Hey, Scully. Good to see you, Scully. Speaking honestly, if I was reading it as I was originally released in 6 parts, I don't know if I would have picked up on part 2 after finishing book 1. Damn, Jason. You know, that's interesting. But I'm definitely going to read it. Obligatory train whistle. Makes you feel lonely. Makes you feel like Matthew Corbett's outside chasing down a 18th century serial killer or whatever, or what have you, or which. That was a great Q&A Paul did. I kept waiting for the hook to come out and grab him, which reminds me, Jill, do you have one of those? Oh, she does have a cane she could use as a hook. But I'll move this way and her hand will come into the frame and she'll wither. She's like a vampire. Like a vampire. Sunlight is to a vampire as a camera width is to Jill. If her hand breaks this plane, it starts to smoke and boil, and she says, "I'm melting," and she runs away. Now I'm a witch? Well, you're a witch or a vampire. I don't know. She's a witch. And then so she would need a cane, but it would need to be long enough where she could get me hooked without her hand appearing, which it wouldn't work. How many more CD books are you waiting for? The Stand. I'm getting 2 copies of The Stand, Southern Reach Trilogy, Midnight Under the Big Top, and Usher's Passing. And then Turn Down the Lights. That's a joke one. I try to cancel that. And Mindy, she's awesome. She works at Cemetery Dance. She misunderstood my email and didn't cancel that one. So I have 5 on order. So 5. Scully's saying, "Hey, producer Jill." Hey, Scully. Scuss. I'm the ultimate fan now. You got Roadhouse back there. You're damn right I got Roadhouse. What kind of a maniac would not have Roadhouse? I mean, if there was a novelization... Jill, is there a novelization of Roadhouse? If there is, I want it. I never even thought of that. I don't mix my media. I like movies and I like books. And if I like the book, I don't want to watch the movie. And if I like the movie, I don't want to watch the book. Yeah, I had some Jeff Ward stuff. So, for example, Fight Club. I love the movie. I've never read the book. But Roadhouse, if there was a novelization, we need to get on it. Roadhouse. You're damn right, Roadhouse. Roadhouse and Big Lebowski it's the same movie. She appeared on camera once and nothing happened. Yeah, Mark, because she pulled right out of camera. She does have like 1st-degree burns and they're healed now. But she was on camera for a nanosecond and she did get scalded. Yes, you forgot they did Southern Reach. Yeah, they are doing Southern Reach. Southern Reach still not out. Forgot about that one. Yeah, I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to hold on books for so long you forget you have them, and then they're just sweet little surprises that you get in the mail. You got to ask Tim. He's the novelization expert. Yes. I don't know if it was based on a novel or not. Yeah, I don't think it is, but it might be. I'm going to try and pick up both Southern Reach and The Stand once they are out. Wasn't aware of them when the order period occurred. I guarantee you're going to be able to pick up copies of Southern Reach Trilogy. The thing is, I didn't buy it when it first was released. And then so much time had passed, I reached out and I said, "Hey, did you have any cancellations? I'd like to buy one." And they're like, "Oh, yeah, we had cancellations, and I'll put you down." So I ordered one. And that was years ago. So by now, they've had more cancellations. The Stand hasn't been officially announced, so I think they have copies that will be available for pre-order. So follow Cemetery Dance. Get on there and see if they have them, and you're lucky enough and you're quick enough. You should be able to get them. Are you looking for an artist edition or gift? Or a letter? I don't know. Whatever you want. Oh my God, cool. The Big Lebowski. I was just chilling with Goodman in his stream last night. Oh man, John Goodman, Big Lebowski is amazing. It's my favorite movie, so it's amazing. Big Lebowski is the best movie ever made. And then Roadhouse, and then, Dead Alive is up there, but not quite the same. Different sort of, different sort of thing. Jason, you'll be elderly by the time they're released. That's funny. No Roadhouse novelization that I've ever seen. Oh, that bums me out. Maybe I'll write it. I've got The Stand coming, yeah, along with 11 other titles. Well, Philip, I would say I have Gothic on pre-order, but that hasn't happened yet. They haven't opened up ordering for Gothic. But I will get both the paperback and the hardcover because I got to have them all. I'm already elderly, or at least it feels like it. I feel like I'm elderly. Christopher Bowers is super late. Everybody shame him, but that's okay. He's a Tennessean, so I forgive him. I narrated with Goodman twice. Now, on the Nut House channel, Goodman has a private... That's awesome. Congrats, Scully. You're a hell of a talent. And I say, man, I don't get to watch all of your stuff, but when I do, it is a treat. Scully's House of Thrillers is a treat. I recommend it. Put it on. Usually you're on Sundays. That's when I've had you on, and I've been aware. Maybe I'm not putting out a fire. And I have it on in the background. Man, just bliss. So much good stuff. A nice quiet night like this without a former Chicagoan shouting at you, it's peaceful, man. It's very peaceful. Gift would be fine for me. Okay. Well, I'm sure you'll be able to find one. If not, we'll talk. I'll tell him you said hello. Oh, that's awesome. John Goodman. Jill, I'm going to say hi to Walter Sobchak. He dabbled in pacifism. Not Nam, of course. Down to 2 Slaughterhouse 5s. Oh, wow. Thanks. Christopher Bowers has been keeping up the countdown. 2 Slaughterhouse 5s. Nice. Jeff, the Pirates are smoking your Cubbies 11-1 right now. I know you're a big baseball fan. Wow, you know me well. I don't give 2 steaming piles for baseball. And if I did, it would be for the Sox because I was from the South Side. And not a North Sider like Lee, who I haven't seen on this channel in a long time. He's probably ghosting me. Whatever, Lee. Whatever. You think you could get a better streamer than me? Go get it. Go put on your cutoffs and strut around looking for a better streamer. With the pockets hanging out. And your hair all crimped. That's fine. I don't care. Man, if I could get an interview with him free. Oh, don't even. I'd be just dumbstruck talking to him. Shame. No, but it does include a couple non-CD titles I brought through CD. Yeah, I would, Philip, I'm sorry. You're a very smart, savvy, creative, brilliant guy. But buying another publisher's books through CD is like, it's like inserting knitting needles into your groin. It's just unnecessary pain. But if you've read about Albert Fish, the man who short-circuited the electric chair, he shoved 29 sewing needles into his pelvic region. He was a sick, sick bastard. Albert Fish, the inspiration for Pennywise. Now you know. The more you know. And Lee, the more you hoe. You'll never get a better streamer, Lee. Never. Lee won that book and bounced. I know, he ghosted me. I have about 10 orders with CD. I have 15 books and 4 slipcases. Oh man, I'm sorry for you guys. I have a book and a slipcase on the way from Cemetery Dance. Gives me hope. Gives me hope. In this world of no hope. You got to get yourself an Atlanta Braves hat. Really? Atlanta? Is that the closest? Because I understood Tennessee has no MLB, which is probably why I picked Tennessee. Subconsciously, I'm like, wait, where is there absolutely no baseball? But there is football. Although I can see college baseball with the Vols. Go Vols! Yeah, I figured I'd get a comment from the peanut gallery in the other room for doing that clucking sound. I need a sandwich. Yeah. Oh, I'm going to have to end it or I'll die on screen, I'm told. Sometimes I buy through CD because I have discount. Yeah, I know. I am not the master of interviews, but I'm humble that you think so. Thank you. That's very, very kind of you, Scully. Very kind. Albert Fish haunted my nightmares as a kid. Yeah. Read about Albert Fish. If you want true terror and to be afraid of your fellow man, I recommend reading the Harold Schechter book about Albert Fish. It might have been called Deviant, or it was a D word. I think Deviant might have been his Ed Gein book. Demented or Depraved. One of those was his Albert Fish. The book about Albert Fish by Harold Schechter will make you stay in your house more than COVID ever did. We like the special effects, Jeff. Well, Jill doesn't. Yes, everyone is a Braves fan in Tennessee. I didn't have neglectful parents. They were just thrilled I was a reader and didn't pre-check my book choices. Wait, what did you read? Did you read that Harold Schechter book? Because it's crazy. And there's a good chance the books will show up, albeit delayed. Yeah, you're going to get them. You're just going to wait forever. All right, I'll have to be a Braves fan. Good night, all. Back to reading Blackwater. I'm reading the Valancourt editions, but refer to Suntop edition for the map. I really like that map. Oh, well, that's good. Take it easy. Good night, Manos. Night, Eye of Manos. We don't know if to call you Eye of, or Manos. But, I got to read Blackwater. You guys are pushing my hand. Fish is a character in my third book, a Memphis gang lord that runs a huge consortium. Wow. Yeah, that's the other thing. Scully writes, man. He's an author that reads to you. So I got to get caught up on that, too. I have more than 20 books on order from CD, the oldest being Fresh Voices in Terror from 2007. Those voices are not fresh anymore. They probably sound like this. Give me a C, a bouncy C. That's probably what they sound like. Red Sox for Chris Bowers. Boston Red Sox. Why not root for a team that always wins? It's like a Patriots fan. Manos! All right. That's unreal, Martin. My Albert Fish knowledge comes from House of 1,000 Corpses. Was he... Oh, I didn't... I know I've seen that movie. I know I've seen that. I don't think I saw The Devil's Rejects, and I didn't think I saw 3 from Hell. I know I didn't see 3 from Hell. And I didn't see Salem. But House of 1,000 Corpses I saw. I just don't remember the Albert Fish connection. Jeff makes my pain go. Well, I'm glad. So does Jeff Ward Stout. 2007. I was asked by my employer when I was in high school to stop reading true crime as it disturbed my coworkers. Oh. When I was HS. Huh. Gilbert Godfrey, you look like a lobster. That JWS hitting the spot tonight. It sure is. It is stream juice. It's stream lube. Can we say that without getting canceled? It's it lubes the stream. Revs the engine. oils the engine. I don't know. One of the fresh voices is a guy named Keelan Patrick Burke. Oh, he's so fresh. There's your Duff Bucket voice. Maybe. I tried it. I tried that, but it was just so annoying. Yankees fan here. First trip to the stadium was 1962. Well, good on you. Lords of Salem, yes. Was novelized by Brian Evenson. Really? Lords of Salem. That was the name, not just Salem. Wow.
Why did you say good on you like you're mean?
Like what? What did I say?
Like,
Well, good. Yeah, I'm glad you went to a Yankees game. Oh, Jill is so mad at me for the way I'm treating Mark Kennefic. Mark, I apologize wholeheartedly. You're one of the best people. And she came in to scold me. I didn't mean like, oh, good on you. But she was like, there was fire. Oh, you're melting my eyebrows, Jill. Yeah, I probably had too much Jeff word. But Pirates fan from day one. I think I've been to 1 or 2 winning seasons in the last 32 years. That's awesome. Yeah, that's a real fan. A lot of Yankee fans. What's the badass Jaws books over there? Oh, well, that would be Suntup. Oh, my daughter made this. Daughter made this. Out of clay. Out of clay. I love it. She also did this. She also painted that. Yes, she did. You know she did. I wouldn't lie. But these are Suntup editions. This is the artist, the ARC Advanced Review copy with a bite taken out. See that? And then, of course, the artist edition by Suntup with the blood red edge stains. Beautiful, oversized, amazing, amazing edition. Love it, love it, love it. Cut, says producer Jill. Yes, she does.
Yes.
She does.
Yes.
She does.
Thank you.
She appreciates, and Mark appreciates it too. Everybody wants to get Jeff canceled, but that's cool. I think all scolding should be done on camera. Yep. Jeff's getting a country scolding. The entire Terry crew has mad talent. Sweet. So, I should wrap it up. Yeah, this is so good. I ranted about CD, so I'm getting a Damnation Game slipcase, which fits my Earthling edition of Weave World. So happy for that. They sold it to me at a very good price. Very, very, very happy about that. And then the only other thing I wanted to talk about was Thomas Oldehoevelt has a new book coming out. It's called November. It's coming out after Oracle. Oracle isn't in English yet, so it'll be Oracle then November. And I am so thrilled. You guys need to read Thomas Oldehoevelt. I wanted to plug him. So that's my show. That's the whole thing. I'm making a lot of enemies, and Jill's like, you need to shut up. You're getting all these baseball fans mad. You're getting Mark Kennefic upset. You're getting me, like, stabby. So it's my life now, probably, that's in jeopardy. I didn't realize my talking would ever get me to this point. I really hate it when everybody talks and their voice just gets higher and higher.
Yeah, please stop doing that.
I'm making enemies. I should have titled this stream Making Enemies. But I didn't. I love the Butcher Boy print, Jeff. Sorry if I missed you talking about it before. I didn't. Did I say print? It's an original, no? Yes. No, I didn't talk about it. I just kind of put it up there saucily in the background. This is an original. I asked David Lupton to, when I did my interview with him, and I talked about the art in Butcher Boy, he told me one of his original pieces was not rejected. That's a harsh word, but he did an original piece for the last image in the book, which I can't show you because it's a spoiler now. But he did an image for the last, if you have the Butcher Boy and you see the last painting in it, he had an original idea for it that Suntup said, no, we want something more explicit. So he went back and he delivered what was eventually published. But this is the original piece, not the original, but I asked him to do a remark for me based on that original concept, and he did. So if you go to his Instagram page, he has that original. Again, I don't want to see rejected piece, but he has the original idea he did for that last panel in the Butcher Boy that Suntup wanted a revision on, and he redid it. And then you can compare that to what I have on my Instagram page. They're very similar, but there are some differences that are remarkable and amazing. And I could not be happier to have this piece. I'm going to hold it up again because, I feel lucky as hell to have this original David Lupton piece signed by David down there. Amazing. Francie Brady right there. Oh, man. So I put it out. I'm not going to leave it out. I'm either going to get it framed or I'm going to put it in the tray case with the lettered edition. I don't know yet. I definitely want to keep it safe. So, treasure gem in my collection. So yes, it's not a print. Producer Jill, if you need an alibi, I got you covered. Whoa! Take him to the woodshed, Jill.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we do have a shed.
Yes.
She likes that idea. Here's Jill's other idea.
Oh, no.
The Handbook of Poisoning. Like, why would you need a Handbook of Poisoning? And it just says poisoning. Like, if you're a wife and you want to grab a book really quick, it just says poisoning. God, I got to get rid of my problem. What's the cure for husbands? The Handbook of Poisoning. So if you want to find out how I die, I guarantee it's in these pages. Yeah, so that's what she's got. The hands are so unsettling. Love it. Yeah. If you've read the book, you'll know why the hands look like that. It is a great thing to have. It is amazing. Exhibit A. Exhibit A, Jill!
I got an alibi.
But she has an alibi. Expatriumer's got an alibi for her. Who doesn't need a Handbook of Poisoning? Yeah, who doesn't? I think this is going to be Suntup's July release. Handbook of Poisoning. Or How Jill Cured Her Jeff Problem and Got Her Groove Back. I think I'm going to wrap it up there. Well, implicating your spouse for murder is always a great place to stop a stream. And then that guarantees the insurance companies won't pay out on my death. Exhibit A. Foxglove is a great cure and easy to grow. For the print, perhaps you could get put in a plastic slab similar to graded comics. Yes. I don't know. I really need to... I really need to figure it out. Yes, RA, no internet history to give you away when it's a book that's handed from wife to wife. There's no internet history here. It is wireless, untraceable. Untraceable. And your husbands are erasable. A local author here published an essay titled How to Kill Your Husband. She was just sentenced to life in prison for killing her husband. Huh. That's interesting. Who would have thought? That's awesome. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks all night. Jeff, next resident of Body Farm. Yeah, that's a University of Tennessee thing. They have a body farm where they let parts of people decay in different areas to see, well, does the trunk of a car decomposition on day 3 look like a swamp decomposition on day 3? No! So they do that. And Jill already donated my body. It's a wonderful thing. She keeps driving by there and laughing. So anyway, that's all I got to stream tonight. if I'm not here next Monday, I might not be here next Monday. That's a good point, Jeff. I might take next Monday off. And if I do take next Monday off, don't call the FBI yet. But if I'm off the Monday after that, send out the cadaver dogs. It's not a rescue operation. It's a recovery operation at that point. So I'll be gone. But the videos will live on, as annoying as they are. But anyway, so that's my stream. I'm going to call it a night. Good night. Good night, Philip. Good night, Jason. Good night, everybody. But I'll be back when the week is new. And I'll have more ideas for you. And you'll have things you'll want to talk about. But I'll be dead. Good night, friends. When your wife has a book of poisoning, it's always a good night. And a good morning when you wake up. Good night, everybody. Good night, all you great people, said number one. I love it. Love being here. I'll be back next week. Or not next week. I already said that. I have had a lot of Jeff Word Stout. I'm really going to get yelled at by Jill tonight. I'm a little bit afraid for the first time in a while.
Seriously.
She's telling me to stop. Guys, she's holding sharp. You're holding two pens like this. What do you want me to do? Seriously, what do you want me to do? I'll do it. What do you want me to do? Put the pens down. Now she's quiet because she doesn't want to be recorded.
Did you see that typewriter?
What? Okay, well, I gotta go now. I'll see you all at some point in the future, maybe.